Hi and welcome back to the Cat's Quarters. Let's review the top 5 Tesla news stories for Tesla investors over the week of December 28th. Coming in at number 5, we head back to South Korea to discuss two unrelated but connected stories. The first, a report that Tesla is attracting a lot of interest from young consumers between the ages of 20 and 30. The article explains that young South Koreans tend to be very interested in technology, and Tesla's brand is therefore very appealing. This demographic also sees the value in Tesla's product, given its competitive price in the market relative to the other premium imported brands from Germany. On that note, Tesla's share of the overall imported vehicle market rose to 20% in 2025, as the company delivered over 60,000 vehicles. If we consider this in the context of Korea's overall vehicle market, which is about 1.6 million passenger vehicles per year, Tesla achieved a very impressive almost 4% market share in 2025 in Korea. Korea is Tesla's third largest market after China and the United States, and Tesla has taken steps to secure its position in the market as we move into 2026. Notably, on December 31st, Tesla announced a round of price cuts on its Model 3 and Model Y vehicles. As Giga Shanghai's largest export market, Tesla needs Korea to play an important role at soaking up a lot of Gigafactory Shanghai's production capacity moving forward. This move comes as domestic sales in China fell by approximately 6% in 2025 relative to 2024. Coming in at number 4, ex-user David Moss announced that he has completed the very first coast-to-coast drive exclusively using FSD v14.2, without any interventions or disengagements, even including parking. The whole drive took him 2 days and 20 hours, and it started in Los Angeles, California, while ending in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. David also announced that he has now driven over 10,000 consecutive miles on FSD v14.2 without any interventions. Now, clearly driving across the country via highway is different than accomplishing 10,000 consecutive miles that are disengagement-free in a city, but this is still a very impressive accomplishment, which I think speaks to the progress that Tesla has made with FSD. Coming in at number 3, Tesla continues to work towards the expansion of its vehicle rental program, with applications made to the states of Florida and Michigan. As part of this program, a person can rent a Model 3 or Model Y for only $60 per day, up to 7 days, and it includes unlimited miles, FSD, and free supercharging. Tesla began offering vehicles for rent as a pilot in late 2025, starting in the state of California, before expanding to select cities in other states by late 2025, including areas in Texas, Massachusetts, Tennessee, and Arizona. With the latest filings, it's clear that Tesla is now moving beyond the pilot stage and is looking to expand these new operations across the United States. And this is interesting because the vehicle rental market in the United States alone is worth about $40 billion per year. This market has historically been dominated by major players like Enterprise, Hertz, and Avis Budget Group. Given Tesla's focus on FSD and autonomy, however, the company's strategy is probably not to compete directly with these players, but rather to create an opportunity to engage the consumer and create awareness for both the vehicles and the unique user experience of driving and living with a Tesla, as well as to get a first-hand experience of FSD. Either way, Tesla has the vehicles, the vehicle infrastructure in place to support, and I think it's ultimately a win-win situation for the company. Coming in at number 2, L&F, one of Tesla's suppliers for its in-house 4680 battery cells, wrote off about 99% of its supply contract with Tesla, which was initially worth an estimated $3 billion US. L&F supplies Tesla with high nickel cathode materials, which Tesla uses to manufacture the 4680 cells at Gigafactory Texas. This is due to a combination of both very low Cybertruck demand and very low overall production of Tesla in-house 4680 cells. The high nickel cathode materials covered by the contract were scheduled for delivery from January 2024 through the end of 2025. Given that Tesla is making preparations for Cybercab, which will also use 4680 cells in its battery pack, it's likely that Tesla will rely on external suppliers for those battery cells. Cybertruck continues to be a disappointment for me. I made a video on Cybertruck. You can find it in the description. And finally, coming in at number 1, Tesla announced its fourth quarter 2025 vehicle production and delivery numbers, as well as its energy deployment number. Vehicle deliveries for the quarter were 418,227, which is down 16% from last quarter's 497,099, and 1.636 million for calendar year 2025, which was also down about 8.5% from last year's 1.789 million. Q4 Tesla vehicles delivered were impacted by a significant pull forward of US sales due to the expiration of the IRA tax credit at the end of September, However, if we zoom out and look at overall performance over the past few years, we observe a second consecutive year-over-year decline in vehicle sales since the peak in 2023. So what's going on here? I believe it's a combination of several factors. 1. Intense competition from Chinese EV manufacturers, both in the domestic Chinese market and abroad. 2. A saturation of EV interest in North America, combined with Tesla's failure to adequately grow the market through education and awareness. 3. A dated vehicle lineup and lack of innovation on EVs more broadly. While the refreshes of Model 3 and Model Y are welcome, they don't go far enough to attract new consumers to these vehicle segments. And 4. Elon Musk has negatively impacted demand among progressives in many countries globally, notably in Europe and in North America. But Elon and Tesla decided a few years ago now that their future was not in building and selling EVs, but rather in robotaxis and FSD. In my next video, I will explain the math behind this, and why, if Tesla succeed in commercializing robotaxi, these vehicle delivery numbers will quickly fade into borderline irrelevance. That's all for this week. Until next time, thank you.